Ebusana penso ya ma wachi ama wakwaba o hwen live wa Adom TV so otie enka wasempa 94.7 FM enne August bosom ne de to so aduonu baako the 21st of August 2021 enne me de do say ya na Nnawotwi nya abope na Nnawotwi dwumadie ena ye de don hwere mienu a esi anim frisa bra kom se nundu ebebo no ye de sa dwumadie ye de bra dwumadie yi so ena ensem a edi akotene Nnawotwi mu ni nyina no ye yi ne ehuhia se esan so gyebre na yesan so atwetwe ho enkomo ntia na pay kan ho wabra di dwumadie ye di free 355 Fanofa Street here in Kokomlemle ye di dwumadie ye di free the brewo. We are also live on Facebook and do to me join here our Facebook meeting the Chief Jerry Forson on behalf of my production team mame mo bibia akwa badamenda was so afidie no e da Empire FM na fei Adom TV Nnawotwi asemo baako a edi akotene pa ewo kasafidie ahodo ene de bonkrata ahodo eye agenda 111 yebeka ya afie twemu update number 8 Abraham Ampani His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo or the COVID-19 update emayen ena wodi 2 just say aban no aboni trimupo say obesi health facilities 88 that was the initial figure afi ebibeki ka home afi akogina 111 health facilities if you afi twemu abepema afi ye ka say na yehunu ba akokra enso nyame ncha de ebena de twemu ena sede omampani edi dwumadie fronko ma fei dwumadie no omche say ye hya ase ankasa eno achi minority raises several issues press conferences upon press conferences eno akra afoforo ebetodwa mejebre na fi makenkan edi amount omche say sika 600 million Ghana cedis bia afi etwemu omampani anasa ban ebodin during the budget statement say 600 million in there and no akoshe agenda 111 ni mu no say sika no ewe henfa because agenda 111 ye ka say ye hunu hu bibia aside dwumadia koso Nnawotwi ana brand etwam ya no into minority a bisa in some bebre na fe iyahwe there are already some abundant projects bi ohonoma ebinum so cry raise issues say sika ise ka de ko shemu a ka bi anka beboa pa ananso so ebia ayaresa bia hodo bi wo ho a wamo so mu hia se edi sika ehyemu na fe ye pegya mu kakra ni nyina nka yade a ebeboa na pe ye begibre na fe yahwe saa ensem no na yetimi ebobo mu we'll be looking into the various projects already coalition of NGOs omo the figure bia beto abonten the number of abundant projects are ye ka say ewo ho enu asem akwa na pe ye betwetwe ho nkomo ne etoso mienu St. Monica's College of Education kwesiade etwami wamo chaplain Reverend Father Oben Labi enfiano wa fifi school fo ya no tese wode bo o mabaso esanso o mabo o homoden ensem no abeye ho democrat ahoduom na enra wode achaupa edebae ye hwe se enye honko a na fe ye hwe other institutions near ekoso akyerɛkyerɛfo ne school fo ntamu ene na etete sa na fe ye bisa how do we curb these issues ni nyina no yensem anapai ye begibre na fe ya twetwe ho enkomo bidin the Chief Jerry Forson me koba meda abegyafo a me no mba bedi dwuman edi akyerɛw Yama kwa baby Adom TV sunu na Nnawotwi dwumadie ne de bre wo midin the Chief Jerry Forson and apensam yenu egu apon so medikan atete ni the amount that but on the issue of agenda 111 and minority one more understanding of 600 million Ghana cedis no baby a ewo potin enra one more also friends am phone share mu one more raise questions bebre mejibre na fe marking kind one more release am de buy no honorable Kwabena Minta Kando ranking member on the select committee on health on an sa ehase na fe we are abegyafo am no mo ebedi enkomo baako edikan translate da ye hwe de oka ho enso so enimia de enkomo no ahihye so 20th August 2021 for immediate release minority statement on the missing 600 million Ghana cedis from the consolidated fund since 2020. The minority in parliament has read with utmost shock and alarm a press statement issued by the Ministry of Finance in response to its recent call for accountability for an amount of 600 million released or utilized in 2020 for the management of Agenda 111 projects. Although the statement in itself did not address the entirety of concerns raised in our press statement regarding the sufficiency of allocations, the appropriacy of the implementing agency, Office of the President, and the propriety of procurement methods leading to the award of contracts. We find the explanations on the 600 million Ghana cedis expenditure rather bizarre, to say the least. The statement is alarming in that it raises even more concerns about the chain of custody of the 600 million allocated for Agenda 111 projects. We therefore put forward a few questions. 1. Did government release 600 million Ghana cedis for the Agenda 111 in 2020 as per the Ministry of Finance's statement? And when did this happen? Why was this not captured in the 2021 budget? 2. Which agency of government is implementing Agenda 111? And is that agency different from the agency holding custody of funds for the same projects? Why? 3. Are funds purported to be lodged at the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund meant for investment management, or they are lodged there to be made available for the implementing agency on demand? 4. Assuming that funds have been released for Agenda 111 project, what has been the chain of custody of the funds since they left the consolidated account at the Bank of Ghana? 5. Can government, without releasing funds from the Bank of Ghana to the implementing agency, admit to having released same and present same to Parliament and the people of Ghana? Government's communication and explanations to a rather unfortunate conclusion that government is hiding the truth about the 600 million Ghana cedi expenditure, and from all contradictions, it may be that the 600 million is missing. In view of the above, we call on the Auditor General to immediately constitute an audit team involving the services of a reputable international audit firm, such as PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, to immediately audit the process leading to the supposed transfer and the expenditure of the 600 million between the Ministry of Finance, the Comptroller and Accountants General's Department, the Bank of Ghana, the Ministry of Health, and the Office of the Chief of Staff, to ascertain the veracity of the claims of the Ministry of Finance. We also wish to serve a notice that if the Auditor General fails to act within 2 weeks, we will have no option than to start the processes of collecting enough signatures from members of Parliament to trigger a recall of Parliament so that a committee of Parliament can investigate the missing 600 million from the consolidated fund. Signed, Kwabena Minta Akando MP, MP for Dwaboso and ranking member on the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health. Like I said, clearly, no, say, you may want to offer. Still, no minority. They have doubt. In Shemaba, maybe a 600 million, no, a war nearby Edia. But reading through their press release, you know, and seeing one mutrim, one would almost say scano, I hear one system, and I'm more call it, say, Controller and Accountant General, 1 year na fee, one power with Jaku, no one should be a 600 million, no. Aquacoshe, my member, opinion, nobody can, but member Nakwa nothing, Meneno and share and command us. Sense on what by Mukrano to be very important. And in the best here, Honorable Dennis Miracles Abuadi, a former municipal chief executive, Equiapem North Municipal Assembly. On what the car transfer, yes, Alaji Mohammed Naziru, who is a member of the NDC communications team, on also super account, Nafi, Yadin Commando Atwas. But stay with us for our comment to Facebook, Nafi, NJ Bernier Kenkai, and from Adom TV on Facebook, Asempa 94.7 FM on Facebook. Honorable Akwaba. Bibi Aboko there.
Divine selection count there,
I thought they didn't come off the country, but I want to say it. Now, we'll be able to
Bibi Aboko there.
So, Brenda Wumba to Bend Day. And Sunny Abeba minority for release, you know. Promise of Agenda 111 about last year. But yeah, you've given several explanations. Now, if you understand, yeah, answer, no, near feasibility studies, yeah, draw plans near your way, into a fee and our shots here. The delay, and my GDI, what was our project in the mono, and yeah, be Dennis.
See, but I say, the kind make ya a helpful na make ya a Capem North MPP phone Monday, a Quacoy constituency delegates conference.
Annual Monday. Okay.
And see a bomb pie saying Uncle my in super. Anyhow, they need to be in your side, you may know, in free hall. Now, CJ. Being baby I mean for was a mean free. Se me for the background number se me in the day. But the mechanic say you were 2020 no. You share sa COVID-19 ya born a friend of pandemic we are see for nyina a TC1 a day we are seeing ba on its knees. Na pandemic no the edikan be mfe oha echi a yenhie bi wo wiase mu da almost about 1920 thereabouts I share sa Spanish flu ya and also na etisi enti for about 100 years no na wiase afa na nyina emfa say the global health system no has not been tested to this limit enti am I mind bebre e be hu say no there are fundamental challenges be in your health system na say you know hwe esisi anokwa en Ghana pe okọ baby to say Italy a edu baby mpo no na omompa ne hospitals nyina yema until at some point de emraba say wa obenya critical condition from the COVID virus a obeba hospital wedi above a certain age I think 60 or 70 years above no you beja wato nchen na ya homo mo younger you remember and similar regulations came for other countries because empire hospitals are ventilators ne they keka hunyina ayema enti na eso mo dem ba they were stretched edu baby no countries like Nigeria and even the UK at some point now almost see makeshift health facilities parks and gardens to hold some of these COVID patients clearly yes why you Ghana yes you hu there. Me as MC, I remember very well. It's for me one of the most challenging moments for me during my tenure as MC because here we are with a pandemic, a virus that is going wild. Now I feel best around upon. You say you cases 20, 30. Okay, March, April, May, June. No. Now when your cases 10 crowd district a big deal, and yet the BDS are patients he be at some point now you nam na pay guest houses at some point you pay secondary schools obeke do baby kra any GS kra classes almost from schools in my yes you be use
there were certain schools are not almost
some communities even demonstrated near there. Why did we get to that point? We got to that point because it drew some purpose you who said no say on minor cry no you need hospitals and health facilities are enough to be able to hold the population. And see, all of us came to an awareness as a country saying no, there's something fundamentally wrong with our infrastructure. And no, in the April 2020, in one of his addresses during the pandemic,
I think update number 8.
Yes, and say, this is what we have identified as a people. And we are struggling. At that point, we're even begging hotels, to use as quarantine and holding centers near there. And we have identified about 88 districts. 88 districts are in the hospital. And I'll tell you what, every district has an emergency public health management committee. What it means is that when we are the head of the district, you have a responsibility of security, health, education, everything about the people within your jurisdiction. And yet, you don't have a hospital of your own. And so what's a now we'll take a decision we'll bound for a breed south. Now we need hospital. We'll take a decision so the man for New Year, or the more hospital bay. We can north and or break north for more how no problem says somewhere they almost solving. And then the mayor who say, your district 88 here, almost don't need hospitals. But it is critical, it is essential, say, Every district in Ghana should have a hospital because one of the reasons in Tia district, is to deepen development within that jurisdiction and for our population. How is it, say, Yetuminya, a population of about 100,000 CG? Omuni ayarasa bi omukum 100,000. Oko, and I'll give you a case in point. From Medina, which is Lanquantanai Municipal Assembly. Now called Denta Municipal Assembly in Boa. If you are Denta Municipal Assembly, now called Kiapim South, which is a Brie. If you are Kiapim South, now Bami Kiapim North. If you are Kiapim North, now called Cray. If you are now called New Jabin, which is New Jabin North and New Jabin South. 7 districts. CJ, would you believe, say, these 7 districts, they have only 1 district hospital serving this whole area? One, which is the Tekwashe Memorial Hospital. Kiapim South has no district hospital. The whole of Adenta has no district hospital. Almighty Medina, with such a huge population, has no district hospital. Okre, District Assembly has no district hospital. New Jabin South and North, they have no district hospitals. In fact, the only hospital in Okufodiano is a regional hospital.
Yeah.
So this is what happens. When we say a health structure, you have chief's compounds. A horn, malaria, ne fever, ne ade. Yanji di pakranto, ema denche. Ideally, if you have now call health centers, now if you call our polyclinic, now about district hospitals. What the district hospitals does, and I said, near health centers need to me handle. Be a surgery be X-ray be near alcohol. And see, for sad district here, Mabobo Munina Muni Bini, I just say, on my phone, they struggle to have access to quality healthcare.
And I believe that no crowd pressure about the
that was the next point I'm making. And then no question so for the original hospital. Regional hospital and Kaisen by now almost specialist cases. Obi kidney bi, obi na emwebu, yebubu esi eto ye boni ehihye no. Obi enya liver infection bi esi eto ye bona nka ye manage no. Obekọ no na regional hospital na ye ma ye hwe malaria. Ye hwe tipaye. So what you say? Ye hwe akwala bi a ode konko etwa ne nsa a yesese ye pam eden ema no because only district hospital e won portable ho a ankode bekọ na nka quickly eden ya stitch ye man no eden no wakofi into akwata regional hospital. It affects the quality of service delivery no cry regional hospital. Nti oko is regional. Bebe na beka you go there dey oko ha dey say kuku. You know why they say that? It is because hospital no burdened with niema enye omo mandate. Nti no omo quality of service delivery no confirm. Tetakwashi all the way from Medina to Adenta, sweeping all through Ebri, any okre, any kofoiri nyina eba Tetakwashi Memorial Hospital as a district hospital, which ideally is supposed to serve just about 100,000. It's serving more than that number. Sa adiwi in the ma 88 hospitals are doing pone yede eba o mampeni.
But promising about somewhere in April, and it's over a year now. Let
me explain to you.
Yes.
Let me explain to you. You want some people see district hospital. We hear a certain minimum acreage of land. Ideally, I'm sure you don't need anything less than 20 acres. Okay, or even more to be able to develop a proper, facility. You need to go and look for the land. You need to be able to, first of all, go to the district. District chief executive, any penny for, should scout within the area. So, 1991, I say that. There are 2 scenarios here. If you have assassinate bi ebusu bi dia ebusu na se yebe mamu ebu ambekọ na krowura ohen dia ohen se yebe mamu ebusu ambekọ no district bi wo assassinate bi ni ho this aban na kasa pesca ko yeden ekokoto unyi assassinate bi enso ensiye ese wo yi assassinate ho krata ese wo ye surveying wo prepare your site plans making sure say all the necessary land documentation to really come into custody of your friends a project answer this and the letter better say okay I be no say Mr. President and as a health minister yes saka asase e be 30 acres na nanom dia mayen e ho krata ni afa de betumi de ayeden e de ayeduma on saka wia answer oba be start procurement processes. The reason is that oba me area asase a obetumi de si e be 3 bedrooms e wo ekwapem north no the same asase no e wo e be Adenta. Basically differently. because Adenta land no obekọ na flat. Nti bia one story. Ni ye siesi so, ni ye wie. Ba obekọ afem no ta asase ni tizei. Eti plan e bia wo besi ewo Adenta no. Wo sha se wo si dan we afem no ta. Ebesesa. Eti you always have to make sure that you have your land available. Then you marry it with architecture drawings and sawako into procurement. This happened in April 2020. We are in 2021. Timeline beer have not been missed.
Okay, but
unless say who nim a coin faswa ye this dying. Now one kasa wo personal project impu. Say wo share say one kasa wo personal project impu person wo si. Na fe na wo kwakwato asase. Na wo be your drawing. Na wo pe contractor. Na wo to materials impu a. Enumpo how many months as we to me then. So we are on schedule.
Okay, but aside these reasons, Obinso Becca said, "Omampeni this promise a buy and wape." I mean, it was met with some criticisms because already there are several abundant health facilities. A buy and one na manfo fiase no muso jagu abandon so no. And ka wo be share 88 hospitals ase. What is sika no ekoko wie these abundant projects are. And come you say bebo apa. Eno kwa ka ho in terms of Omampeni or twin na sika kra afianto no say afi no akona wie ye we winning election. And then the road is clear for the government to tackle this project. That argument of dealing with abandoned project, but doesn't it still hold?
It's
miracle.
It's neither here nor there, and I'll explain to you.
It's neither here nor there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yedi kind. CG. Yen kamo biya to say ye ni under another dranko kufado. Ye ni project be a friend of abandoned project. Let's put it in proper context. An abandoned project. Project be a oye. And the edru baby na weja ato and say be interested be me yes our project me have a home for home. That is an abandoned project. Okay. But you see, each of the projects that you inherited from the NDC government, none of them have been abandoned. Each of those projects, none of them have been abandoned. Each of those projects were at various stages of implementation. And you see, we have come out to give updates on each of those projects. And see, your job as a citizen and your job as a journalist or a media house is to go and verify whether the status we have given to each of these projects are right or not. I have the entire list here.
Okay, Meba.
This is the entire list of all the projects that we inherited.
Let me
and the status of all of them.
My source, my jaw online. There's a story here. Let me just quickly run through that story. 53 abandoned, uncompleted health facilities discovered. The coalition of NGOs in health says it has uncovered about 53 health projects across the country, left unattended to since the assumption of the Nana Akufo-Addo-led administration. According to its chairman, Dr. Gabriel Benaku, the number of abandoned projects represents the coalition's latest data as of April 29, 2020. And to quote him, I say, as at 12 noon, my regional representatives are able to give me at least 53 health facilities, either completed and not commissioned or abandoned halfway. How do you respond to this? Say, under this government?
It's false.
Wow.
Yes. And that is why I have told you, sometimes, say, reportage, story, we should do the good people of Ghana some good by ensuring we give them the details and the facts surrounding the issue. This is a very sensational story. I'll give you yours. List of the projects that you inherit here. How do you define an abandoned project? When you gave the story, what you should have done is to list all those projects and tell us, me call call for not teaching hospital. Now, maternity ward now, I see what 45 years ago, no, that's what
is the current state of Formina?
No, please, let me make my point. You call now it's here. Now you could be saying, you say, buying at watching in the last 12 months, and I say 14 months, and I say 24 months, buying Honda. Then you can be interrogating the issue. I am telling you today on your platform, it is a complete falsehood. There are no 53 abandoned projects. Every single project that we inherited in 2017, including projects that are buying a from 45 years ago, have been touched. A friend is a It had been abandoned for 45 years, and then we say it's completed. We are done. How do you call it, say, abandoned project at all? Number 2, you're publishing a document here, from My Joy Online, from the Ministry of Health. They say My Joy Online, published by the Ministry of Health of the Republic of Ghana, giving you all the list of projects that we inherited and their status. Why haven't you quoted that? Why don't you mention this to the people of Ghana?
Okay, but then say it has been touched. Almost all facilities have been touched there. What does it mean? How do you define it?
A project that is ongoing.
Is it completed and in use? Because that's what the ordinary Ghanaian wants to hear.
CJ, you see, let's put the argument in context, and I will not allow anybody to run away from this, including the CSO. A project that has not been completed is not an abandoned project. Simple logic. A project that has not been completed is not necessarily an abandoned project. Do you agree? Do you agree? Me see dying. Me see dying. Me no can say me see dying. Me dying na me see no. Edu lentil level. E dying no answer na me can say me wie no. Na just say my boss wa paint ni ade nyina share windows. Atali mu akotene mu. Edu lentil level. And now me no can say workers e wo ho. Nso e to e wo mountains. Into workers ntumi an yedwuma. Omko fie. E kina wo ko ho akotwa picture. Obaye no, we say then it's abandoned project ba kuni.
Okay.
Project no, me gusu ameye. How do you define it as an abandoned project?
Okay,
do you agree with me?
Do you agree? I agree.
Good.
I agree. But say na me do call Formina District Hospital. Now you could do ho you could say ne ho no afu. Emma and hunters no mo call nkusibo ewoma. How do you define that project? Is it an abandoned
Formina? Once I to say Formina efua. The first thing you should do is first of all go and pick the project implementation schedule and ask yourself say, and here fan you do a project do. Na dey party na ma project no. Me no can say
you are here.
I will not be. I will not be able to.
Us.
You see,
do us some good.
No, I would not be able to pick all the projects that we inherited one by one and take you through it. If you give me the time, I'll do it. I'll be here. Me fa Formina, me fa ni nyina na mo bobo ma. You spend the time never in.
Okay,
you cannot pick all of them. Me fa ni nyina akyerɛ. Me fa one by one. I won't pick only for me now. I will pick including the ones that we met 45 years ago and we done it. Into my mobile mama time. Because you see, the pick and choose of isolated issues to cloud all the issues are the things that we are doing to ourselves as a people. And to be fair, you have 53 projects. 53 projects. When we say Nina air cost, but could be the Okoye no I say one a food do. Into a chest be a jar to hatch it. When we start one specific reason a year assigned to that project. Over our story. We say abandoned project 53. Meanwhile, in your heart of heart, you know say it is a lie. Say 53 projects have been abandoned. Now, it is one project that you saw say I say why do we do this to ourselves as a people? Why? You see that anytime I raise this issue, and I've done it in the last 3-4 days, anytime I raise the issue of falsehood about abandoned projects, then I would see some people try to pick 1 or 2 issues. Yes, there are some specific projects there were challenges with it. The Minister of Health even said it at the press briefing. For example, on my example with, I think, one of these, is it Shama? One of the Vamed projects. Yes, Shama.
In Kwanzaa.
Yes, I'll go explain.
Yes.
One of the Vamed projects. And he told you, and he explained, he said, listen, the project was initiated last year, was supposed to have been worked on last year. But we all know, say, because of the pandemic in Europe, Vamed, which is supposed to be the contractor to execute this project, is an European company. And the workers, and then the materials, and then the logistics, they are not Europe. We have challenges with sea freight, we have challenges with logistics moving from Europe, in and out of Europe. And obviously, it meant that some of these companies have been shut down from their base. Obviously, it meant that we're going to miss the timelines to the execution of this project. I don't know what you have done to the people of Ghana is that what for specific case, and I will be sir, and then the minister said, listen, we think that now things have settled down, things have gone down a bit, and so the contractor would not be able to mobilize and come to Shama and all these places and come to work. Does that mean that we are 53 abandoned projects? The Confirmation Teaching Hospital, they see 45 years. If you are champion Bresoro, I buy and car abandoned projects and one. The minister in the last press release gave us a list. 597 bed University of Ghana Hospital phase 1. You buy see a baby. You buy any in here.
Let's see a Kumawu hospital count.
I'm mentioning Nama. I will take my time and go through all of them.
Yes, because I want to know. Because
Tamale, Tamale, it was started in 2015. It was supposed to be completed in 2018. It has been completed and handed over. Is that an abandoned project? Is that the project that we abandoned? Yeah. Were 10 polyclinics that were started in January 2016. They were supposed to be completed in 2018. They had been completed as at August 2018 and handed over 10 polyclinics. Are they not projects that we inherited? Are they abandoned? 597 is the University of Ghana Teaching Hospital Phase 1. It was supposed to have been completed in 2016. Na kejuma kakra wa ye se ye and na me look say ye sa project no ato ma meta mabobɔ ni nyina ma wo. There were 5 polyclinics bia ɛwɔ your friend say Greater Accra region Obojo ka ho Ashama Botiano Oduma Sege na ka say ye no February 2019. It shall say January 2017. They have been completed as at May 2019. Are they abandoned? Sure. There were Aerojet projects. Construction of 2 regional and 6 district Aerojet projects. Adenta, Madina then was relocated to Kwabenya. Kifupras, Okonongo, Odumase, and Soko, Tepa, Salaga. They started in 2014. About my webu. Now I anticipate this year, in 2020. Meno can say you go so projects because there were challenges with project implementation in 2020. Does it mean that Okonongo to start project we ma abandon na Kofanoche Hospital, expansion of the radiotherapy and nuclear center. It was started in March 2012. For 8 years, that project was not completed. It was expected to say it will be completed in 2020. But can say you do about 90 to 95%. Is it an abandoned project?
Okay.
It is also that's how to say project CEO. Not say yabosu and I am painting and I am. It doesn't necessarily mean say it is an abandoned project. But I'll give you an abandoned project. An example of an abandoned project. Any project I ever bet on in 2017, Nnawotwi maternity, and then see what a champion breast 45 years. That is a project you can call as an abandoned project. Let's do ourselves some good as a people.
Okay, miracles. Unse aduma ye your name, your listeners, and omanfo ne any omo ye. Enti obo sway emrebeba e be phone lines no. Say we bang any of these facilities we will give you the chance to call. Just tell us, give us the picture. Sa facility hospital no ehim fa na eduro na fe Mama hospitals be our board. My last one of Obo Kumewu. Yes. Obo Fomina. There was Dodowa. Some group of projects. They were part of a group of projects. Okay. They were part of a 7 district hospital with integrated system. What is the current state? Dodowa Eyewie. Fomina about 72%. 60% at Kumewu. For me now, about 72%. Yes. Why? 72%. Work. Ministry of Health. It is on your website. Yes. I'm going to say, work has currently stalled, awaiting approval for extension of the loan agreement. Even this update is outdated. Even this update. Is this on Formina? No. Formina on this set of projects. Okay. On this set of projects. Okay. Even this update, Crampo, is outdated because I check Accra. I'm sure some know can say Crampo no. Some progress has been made on this extension agreement and what have you. Intinka, CS now Kokoto says 7 projects here are standing. And Kako be say one. So there were some encumbrances on the agreement. Ministry no Asha say or Modi Hujuma say I can't be no more conclude with an audit a VFM audit on the project. Into you want to progress. So that when you are giving an update on the project to the good people of Ghana, you will tell them say in the last 13 months, projects are buying finance and kind. Nemu yakohwe mu no ABC dinti na ban say dan yeden emfa ne nsa kan na ban say if you some biom de nsa beka but when you come and put out a complete falsehood a sensational story. Okay. You see it's not about MPP or NDC. No. Hold on, for your choice of words say a complete falsehood. Why it's false? An abandoned project is a project that has been ignored and totally called off. That is an abandoned project. A project that is in progress. Ban go so yemo eduma. Whatever the issue around it is, so long as government is working towards getting the project done, it's not an abandoned. It's complete grammar. It's English. No, but when there's a project which is uncompleted, that's a bank say an uncompleted building. It's not an abandoned building. There's simple English. There's a completion date. It's not say jaho. Na ekopesika na ese de ba be chef frase a yebeba no so nyabutre you see me pese anope no ye tenetene nsem we come to the foforo no so yebe tenetene nsem ye ma foforo no so yeah they make can say yemboa ye ho let's help ourselves in the conversation in the development discussion they say aban ashasi a OC hospital no we do 75% on we get challenges
it could be agreement, it could be logistics, it could be funded. If we have a project to be shared, I'm sure. Now, me see a new district assembly. Project design by now you 2-story, first floor, ground floor, first floor. By a share project national. In the use a land in the tiano. Say I heard you need about 3 or 4 floors. You need about 3 or 4 floors. So what you say? Until now, project is where there be 2 floors at a cost, at a certain cost. As I said, also end to me, you have 2 options. But I can say, you de area, ebe fairly baby, ebe pono wono, But I can say, you have fairly baby, ebe pono flat land. Near see down. Another option is to say, you be creating another floor.
Yeah.
Using the land, you be creating another floor using the land. Near to me, esi down. At that juncture, the project is started. Now see encounter such challenge where what will happen is that it would affect the project implementation timelines. Every project implementation no akechire kakra. Every project execution no akechire kakra because we have to pause to go and seek for approval from the funding source. We have to pause to make sure that the funding source can support the additional works and the expansion of scope of that job. It is now better say and keep this assembly yes. ICC year 2019 no. Oba ye no your 2020 April ye delay 1 year. Nka by na nka be bisa nka be so oh the entire delay because send the assassinate no. They say introduce additional floor. But this additional floor no. They say your funding source you go show business can be aka ho man ya. They say your value drawings no. They say making sure say even base no cry ya that no can support it. Then you will not determine it as an abandoned project. I want to put it on record this morning on your station say an abandoned, an uncompleted project is not necessarily an abandoned project. It is illogical, it is poor deductive reasoning for anybody to say an uncompleted and ongoing project is an abandoned project.
Okay, right. My medal was now, me put this on record. Say, Juma CSOs on healthcare, 1 year, on the 53 abandoned project. Young Juma as journalist is to interrogate. In the beginning, and the player yes, interrogation, you know, and Iguswa. Yeah, no, so I have to put it on record. Now, Kai will say, I will share and would say, anywhere I will name our health facility CB, just call in and let us know to see a stage a group. I'm coming from Rameba, your second guest, so I'll join here, may introduce you.